Michelle Wingshan Kwan is a retired American figure skater. She is a two-time Olympic medalist, five-time world champion and nine-time U.S. champion. She competed at a high level for over a decade and is the most decorated figure skater in U.S. history. Known for her consistency and expressive artistry on ice, she is widely considered one of the greatest figure skaters of all time. For well over a decade, Kwan maintained her status not only as America's most popular figure skater but as one of America's most popular female athletes. During her reign, Kwan landed numerous major endorsement deals, starred in multiple TV specials and was the subject of extensive media coverage. From 1997 to 2005, she was the U.S. Figure Skating Association's top-paid skater in appearance fees and prize money, as well as one of the highest-paid Winter Olympic athletes in endorsements. Kwan was also the highest-paid skater on the Champions on Ice tours. Early life and career. Born in Torrance, California, Michelle is the third child of Danny Kwan and Estella Kwan, immigrants from Hong Kong. As a child, Kwan grew up speaking a mixture of Cantonese and English at home. Kwan unregistered trademark S interest in figure skating began at the age of 5 when she followed her two older siblings onto the ice. Karen and Michelle began serious training when Michelle was about 8 years old. They practiced 3 to 4 hours a day, waking up at 4:30 a.m. and arriving at the rink at 5 to skate before school and going back to the rink right after school to skate again. Paying for their increased skating rink time led to financial hardship for Kwan, unregistered trademark S working-class family. When Kwan was 10 years old, her family could no longer afford a coach, but they were offered financial assistance by a fellow member of the Los Angeles Figure Skating Club that allowed them to train at the Ice Castle International Training Center in Lake Arrowhead, California. Kwan attended Soledo Elementary School in Palos Verdes, California, but left public school to be homeschooled in 1994, when she was in the 8th grade. After graduation from Rim of the World High School in 1998, Kwan attended UCLA for 1 year. In the fall of 2006, she transferred to the University of Denver. In June 2009, she graduated with a bachelor's degree in international studies and a minor in political science from Denver's Joseph Corbell School of International Studies. In 2009, she began graduate studies in international relations at the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy at Tufts University and graduated in 2011. On May 8, 2010, she was awarded an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters from Southern Vermont College. Competitive career. Summary. Kwan won 5 world championships, tying her with Carol Hayes for the most world titles by an American. Kwan's 9 world medals overall is the all-time record for an American skater in any discipline. The only ladies singles skater with more world titles or medals is Sonja Henie of Norway. Kwan won 9 U.S. championships, tying the record for most wins set by Maribel Vinson-Owen. She holds the record for the most consecutive U.S. titles and most consecutive U.S. championship medals. She also earned the silver medal at the 1998 Nagano Olympics and the bronze medal in the 2002 Salt Lake City Olympics. Kwan has received a combined total of 57 perfect marks at major competitions, the singles record under the former 6.0 judging system. Early competition. In 1991, Michelle Kwan and her sister Karen began training with Frank Carroll. After 1 year of coaching by Carroll, 11-year-old Michelle placed 9th at the junior level at the United States Figure Skating Championships. At the age of 12 in 1992, Michelle passed the gold test to become a senior-level figure skater despite the disapproval of her coach. In 1993, Kwan finished 6th at her first senior U.S. championships. The next season, she won the 1994 World Junior Championships. In 1994, Kwan finished 2nd to Tonya Harding at the U.S. Championships, which ordinarily would have placed her on the U.S. team to the 1994 Olympic Games in Lillehammer, Norway. That place was instead given to 1993 national champion Nancy Kerrigan, who had been sidelined by an assault and battery after a practice session at those championships. The 13-year-old Kwan went to Norway as an alternate but did not compete. Kerrigan and Harding both dropped out of eligible competition before the 1994 World Championships. Because of this, Kwan had the sole responsibility to ensure 2 entries for the U.S. at the 1994 World Championships by placing in the top 10. Kwan had an unusual mistake in the short program and placed 11th in that portion of the competition, but skated a strong freestyle program and finished 8th overall. At the 1995 U.S. Championships, Nicole Bobek won the gold medal, while Kwan again placed second after struggling with her Lutz jump in both the short program and free skate. At the 1995 World Championships, she placed 5th in the short program portion of the competition with a clean performance. She landed 7 triple jumps in her free skating performance and placed 3rd in that portion of the competition. She finished 4th overall. Artistic development in 1998 Olympics Michelle began to develop a more mature style in 1996. Her new, more artistically expressive programs were Romanza and Salome. She also improved her extension, speed and jump technique, and performed to more difficult choreography. She won both the U.S. Championships and the World Championships in 1996. In the latter event, she edged out defending champion Chen Lu in a very close competition in which both competitors garnered 2 perfect 6.0s for presentation in the free skate. In the 1996 Euro 97 season, Kwan skated A Dream of Desdemona and Taj Mahal. During the season, Kwan struggled with her jumps because of a growth spurt and problems with new skating boots which she wore for an endorsement contract with the manufacturer. She fell twice and stumbled once in her free skate at 1997 U.S. Nationals, losing the title to Tara Lipinski. She lost the Champions Series final to Lipinski a month later. At the World Championships, Kwan stepped out of her triple Lutz combination and placed 4th in the short program portion of the competition behind Lipinski, France's Vanessa Guzmaroli, and Russia's Maria Butyrskaya. Kwan skated a 6 triple, mistake-free performance to win the freestyle portion of the competition, but placed second to Lipinski overall. Kwan started out the 1997 Euro 1998 Olympics season by winning Skate America and then Skate Canada. However, she suffered a stress fracture on her foot and was forced to withdraw from her 3rd Champions Series final. Kwan regained her U.S. title from Lipinski at the 1998 National Championships, despite her fractured toe. Many people consider her performances of her Rachmaninoff short program and free skate set to William Alwyn's Lyra Angelica at the 1998 U.S. Championships to be the high point of her career from both a technical and artistic standpoint. The performances earned her 15 perfect 6.0s and left one judge in tears. Kwan and Lipinski were co-favorites to win the 1998 Olympic Games in Nagano, Japan. Kwan placed first in the short program portion of the competition, winning 8 first-place votes out of 9 judges. In the free skate, Kwan skated a clean 7 triple performance but placed behind Lipinski, who also did 7 triples including a triple loop combination and a triple toe loop triple salchow. Kwan ended up winning the silver medal, with the gold medal going to Tara Lipinski and the bronze medal to Chen Lu. Lipinski and Chen both retired from competitive skating shortly after the Olympics, while Kwan went on to win the 1998 World Championships in Minneapolis. From 1998 to 2002 Olympics. Kwan continued to compete as an eligible skater in the 1998 to Euro 99 season, although she bypassed the full Grand Prix season and instead chose to skate in a series of made-for-television pro-am events. Her regular competitive programs that season were Fate of Carmen and Lamento de Rian. Kwan won her 3rd national title at the 1999 U.S. Championships, competing against a weak field. At the 1999 World Championships, Kwan did not skate her best, and placed second behind Russian competitor Maria Butyrskaya. Kwan's win at the 2000 U.S. Nationals was controversial to some. She was criticized for planning an easier solo jump in her short program than some of her competitors, and fell on this element in the competition. The judges nevertheless placed her 3rd in that segment behind younger challengers Sasha Cohen and Sarah Hughes. However, the placement still kept her in contention for the title. Ultimately, she won the free skate with the best performance of the night, capturing 8 of the 9 first-place ordinals. At the 2000 World Championships, Kwan was again in third place after the short program, behind Maria Butyrskaya and Irina Slutskaya. In her free skate, Kwan landed 7 triple jumps, including a triple toe loop combination, and won that segment of the competition. Butyrskaya lost her commanding lead by finishing third behind Slutskaya in the free skate, allowing Kwan to win the overall title as well. During the 2000–2001 season, Kwan began working with famed designer Vera Wang, who would design most of her competition and exhibition costumes for the next 6 years. Kwan was only the second figure skater Wang designed for, following Nancy Kerrigan. At that year's national championships, Kwan again won the title, receiving first-place ordinals from all 9 judges in both the short program and free skate. At the 2001 World Championships, Kwan was second behind Slutskaya in the short program. Kwan won the title with her Song of the Black Swan free skate, executing 7 triples, including a triple toe loop combination. Kwan and Carroll decided to end their coaching relationship 2 days before the start of the 2001 Skate America competition. In interviews, Kwan said she needed to take responsibility for her skating. Coachless, Kwan arrived at the 2002 U.S. Championships in Los Angeles amid the media's scrutiny over her separation with Carroll and her season's inconsistencies. Kwan won the competition with a revived Rachmaninoff short program and a new Scheherazade program for her free skate, securing a place on the 2002 Olympic team. Joining her on the team were Sasha Cohen and Sarah Hughes. The 21-year-old Kwan and Russia's Irina Slutskaya were favorites to win the gold. Kwan led after the short program, followed by Slutskaya, Cohen, and Hughes. In the free skate, Kwan two-footed her triple toe loop combination and fell on her triple flip, while Sarah Hughes skated a clean program. Kwan won the bronze medal behind Hughes and Slutskaya. Kwan's final event of the season was the 2002 Worlds, where she won the silver medal behind Slutskaya. 2002 Euro 2006 Kwan began working with coach Scott Williams in the summer of 2002. She continued to compete on the Olympic-eligible circuit, although in a more limited way. During the fall seasons of 2002 to 2004, Kwan competed in only one Grand Prix event, Skate America in the fall of 2002, which she entered as a last-minute replacement. She won the event and qualified for the Grand Prix final but chose not to compete in it. Kwan chose to not compete in Grand Prix events in the 2003 and 2004 seasons where the new judging system was being used. Kwan won all phases of every competition she entered in the 2002 Euro 2003 competitive season with her programs, Peter Gabriel's The Feeling Begins from The Last Temptation of Christ and Concierto de Arangeles. She won the U.S. Championships again and regained her world title. In autumn 2003, she hired noted technician Rafael Arutyunyan as her coach, with whom she attempted to increase the technical difficulty of her programs and hone her jump technique. In the 2003 Euro 2004 competitive season, she skated again to The Feeling Begins for her short program, and Puccini's Tosca for her long program. Again, Kwan won the U.S. Championships, earning 7 more 6.0s for presentation during the free skating. At the 2004 World Championships, after a difficult qualifying round, Kwan was penalized in her short program for going 2 seconds over the time limit. This caused her to place 4th going into the long program, behind American Sasha Cohen, Japan's Shizuka Arakawa, and Miki Ando. Kwan skated a clean performance with 5 triples and received the last 6.0 marks given at the World Championships. She placed second in the free skating portion and placed third overall, behind Arakawa and Cohen. For the 2004 Euro 2005 competitive season, Kwan skated her long program to bowl a copyright row, choreographed by British ice dancer Christopher Dean, who had famously skated to the music with Jane Torville 2 decades before, and debuted a new short program, Adagio from Aram Khachaturian's ballet Spartacus. At the U.S. Championships, she won her 9th title, tying the all-time record previously set by Maribel Vincenot. Interestingly, Vincent Owen had coached Frank Carroll, who in turn coached Kwan. At the 2005 World Championship, Kwan competed for the first time under the new judging system. She had a rough qualifying round and placed third in the short program. In the free skate, Kwan fell on her triple salchow and two-footed a triple lutz. Although she finished third in both the short and long program portion of the competition, Kwan was edged by Carolina Kostner for the bronze medal and finished fourth overall, missing third place by 0.37 points. It was the first time since 1995 that Kwan had failed to medal at any international competition, and would be her final competitive event. 2006 Olympics. Kwan looked at the 2005 Worlds as a learning experience in the ISU judging system. She continued to train and stated that she would attempt to qualify for the 2006 Olympic Games in Turin, Italy. However, following a hip injury, she was forced to withdraw from her three planned competitions in the fall of 2005. Kwan skated her new short program at a made-for-TV event in December 2005, but her performance was well below her usual standard. On January 4, 2006, Kwan withdrew from the U.S. Figure Skating Championships with an abdominal injury incurred in December 2005. 1 week later, she filed a petition with the USFSA for a medical waiver to be placed on the 2006 Olympic figure skating team. On January 14, 2006, after the United States ladies figure skating event, the USFSA's International Committee met and in a 20-3 vote approved Kwan's petition under the stipulation that she show her physical and competitive readiness to a 5-member monitoring panel by January 27. Kwan performed her long and short programs for the panel on the stipulated day, and her spot on the Olympic team was established, as the panel felt she was fit to compete. However, on February 12, 2006, the United States Olympic Committee announced that Kwan had withdrawn from the Games after suffering a new groin injury in her first practice in Turin. Kwan remarked that she respected the Olympics too much to compete. The Turin Organizing Committee accepted the USOC's application for Emily Hughes to compete as Kwan's replacement. After her withdrawal from the Olympic team, Kwan turned down an offer to stay in Turin as a figure skating commentator for NBC Sports. During an interview with Bob Costas and Scott Hamilton, Michelle Kwan said she was not retiring yet. Kwan underwent elective arthroscopic surgery in August 2006 to repair a torn labrum in her right hip, an old injury which she traces back to 2002. According to Kwan, the surgery allowed her to skate pain-free for the first time in 4 years. 2006 present equals, Kwan did not compete during the 2006 2007 figure skating season. Kwan told the Associated Press in October 2007 that she would decide in 2009 if she planned to compete in the 2010 Winter Olympics, but she ultimately decided not to do so, focusing instead on graduate school. She has said representing the United States as an American public diplomacy envoy the past 3 years has been very rewarding, and I want to do more. After graduating from the University of Denver in 2009, Kwan said furthering my education will bring me closer to that goal, and I don't want to wait any longer to continue the journey. On February 17, 2010, Kwan told ABC News in an interview that she was continuing her studies as a graduate student at the Tufts University Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy, as well as continuing her work as a public diplomacy envoy. Kwan also said she would be commentating for Good Morning America at the 2010 Winter Olympics. In August 2009, Kwan made her first on-ice appearance in several years, performing at Ice All-Stars, a show headlined by South Korean world champion Kim Yoona in Seoul, South Korea. Kim considered Kwan her idol growing up. Kwan also later appeared in Kim's All That skate shows in South Korea and Los Angeles. She was chosen as the guest of honor to help open a new synthetic skating rink at the Marina Bay Sands Resort in Singapore in December 2010, where she performed a modified routine to Winter Song, a program she self-choreographed with her sister. She returned to Singapore a month later as a public diplomacy envoy to meet local students and to promote ice skating in the tropical country. As of 2008, Kwan is a member of the Chinese American Organization Committee of 100. In 2014, Kwan joined Fox Sports 1 for its Winter Olympics broadcast. Skating technique: Kwan was known for her unrivaled consistency in delivering clean programs, as well as her strong skating skills and deep, quiet edges that have been described as silent blades that barely whispered. For most of her career, she included all of the triples in her programs, including 2 Lutzes. She landed the triple-toe combination cleanly 11 times in competition, including at her 2000 and 2001 World Championship victories. During the 2004 Euro 2005 season, she debuted a triple flip double-toe double-loop combination. Beginning in the 1996 Euro 1997 season, Kwan debuted a change of edge spiral that soon became her signature move. Kwan's spiral was famed by commentators not only for its great extension and line, but also its speed, the strength and security of the edge, the deep lean and the easy smoothness of the change of edge. In the 1998 to Euro 1999 season, Kwan revived a variation of the Charlotte spiral, a move innovated by German skater Charlotte Oelsler currency gel which hadn't been performed in decades. Kwan's split falling leaf was praised by skating legends Dick Button and Peggy Fleming during competitions for its effortlessness and perfect split position in the air. Kwan has done multiple split falling leaves in immediate succession while maintaining a split position on both. Another of her trademark moves is a Y-spin done consecutively on both feet. Kwan is also one of the few skaters who can spin in both directions. Awards and accolades: Kwan is a recipient of the prestigious James E. Sullivan Award, which is given to America's best amateur athlete. She was the first figure skater to win the award since Dick Button won it in 1949. In 2003 she was named the United States Olympic Committee Sportswoman of the Year, and is the 5th figure skater in history to receive this honor. She has also been named USOC Athlete of the Month 14 times, which is more than any other athlete, male or female, as well as being named Female Figure Skating Athlete of the Year by the USOC multiple times. She is also the recipient of the USOC's Citizenship Through Sports Alliance Award. Kwan is one of only 2 multiple winners of the Reader's Choice Figure Skater of the Year award given by Skating Magazine, winning it an unprecedented 7 times. In 2003, the United States Figure Skating Association, which publishes skating, announced that the award would be renamed the Michelle Kwan Trophy. The USFSA stated that although Kwan may continue to skate competitively, she would no longer be eligible for the award. The only other skater to win the award multiple times, Johnny Weir, only won it twice in comparison. In 1999, Kwan was given the Historymakers Award by the Los Angeles Chinese American Museum. In May 2000, Kwan was selected as one of People magazine's 50 Most Beautiful People. In 2002, Kwan won the Teen Choice Award for Favorite Female Athlete. In 2002, Kwan was chosen as Cosmo Girl of the Year. In 2002 and 2003, Kwan won the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award for Favorite Female Athlete. In 2005, Kwan traveled to Beijing to accept an award for being the female athlete kids in China most admire at the inaugural CCTV Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Honors. In 2007, Kwan again was honored in Beijing at the You Bring Charm to the World Awards as one of the most influential Chinese people. Other winners that night included Jackie Chan and Gong Li. In 2007, the Women's Sports Foundation honored Kwan with the Billie Jean Award for her contribution to women's sports. In May 2009, Kwan was honored by the Los Angeles Chinese Historical Society of Southern California in celebrating Chinese Americans in sports. In 2010, Kwan received an honorary doctorate's degree from Southern Vermont College and delivered the commencement speech for that year's graduation. In 2012, Kwan was the sole inductee for the United States Figure Skating Hall of Fame. She was also the sole inductee for the 2012 World Figure Skating Hall of Fame. In 2014, Kwan was honored by Harlem Skating for her career. Public life Ambassadorship endeavors On November 9, 2006, Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice named Michelle Kwan as a public diplomacy ambassador. In this non-salaried position, Kwan represented American values, especially to young people and sports enthusiasts, and traveled widely. Kwan made her first overseas trip in the capacity of public diplomacy ambassador with a visit to China from January 17 to 25, 2007. Her diplomatic position as an envoy has continued in the Barack Obama administration, where she has worked with Vice President Joe Biden and Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton. Following her first trip to China as a public diplomacy envoy, Kwan continued her role in subsequent trips to Russia in June 2007, Argentina in March 2008, Ukraine in February 2009, South Korea in January 2010, and Singapore in January 2011. On April 15, 2011, it was announced that Kwan would serve as an advisor to the U.S.-China Women's Leadership Exchange and Dialogue. In December 2012, Kwan was appointed as a State Department Senior Advisor for Public Diplomacy and Public Affairs. In June 2015, Michelle Kwan announced that she will support Hillary Clinton's campaign efforts by working on outreach efforts from Clinton's headquarters in Brooklyn. Filmography Kwan has guest starred as herself in Homer and Ned's Hail Mary Pass, an episode of The Simpsons, and in the Family Guy episode A Hero Sits Next Door. She has also made guest star appearances in Arthur, Sabrina, The Teenage Witch, and various other television series. She provided the voice of a shopkeeper in Disney's direct-to-DVD sequel Mulan 2, and she and fellow figure skater Brian Boitano appeared as announcers in the film Ice Princess. In 1998, Kwan struck a deal with Walt Disney Television that led to her starring in 3 primetime skating specials on ABC, Reflections on Ice in 1998, Michelle Kwan Skates to Disney's Greatest Hits in 1999, and Princess on Ice in 2001, the last special featuring performances by pop bands O-Town and Shadazy. She also appeared in various other televised skating specials throughout her career. In 1999, she appeared in the Michelle Kwan figure skating computer game, released by Electronic Arts. Other activities Scholastic published an autobiography by Kwan in 1998, titled Heart of a Champion, which is now in its 6th printing. In 1999, Kwan signed with Disney Publishing Worldwide for an 8-book deal which included an inspirational book for children titled, The Winning Attitude, What It Takes to Be a Champion, as well as a series of fictional skating books inspired by Kwan and written by Nola Thacker called Michelle Kwan Presents Skating Dreams. In 2005, Kwan's family opened the East-West Ice Palace in Artesia, California. The ice rink houses many of her skating medals and memorabilia. In January 2009, Kwan was appointed a member of the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports by George W. Bush, a role which she has continued into the Obama administration. Kwan has been a longtime supporter of the Special Olympics, taking part in unified sports events, which bring together athletes with intellectual disabilities and without. In 2011, she was added to the board of directors for the Special Olympics. Endorsements Kwan has had many endorsement contracts throughout her career, including AIM Funds, Campbell's, Caress Soap, Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Disney, East West Bank, Got Milk, Kraft, Mattel, Maxxis, McDonald's, Minute Maid, Ryedale Skates, Royal Caribbean International, Starbucks, United Airlines, Visa, and Yoplait, among others. Kwan's multi-year deal with Chevrolet was estimated to be worth over $1 million. The Chevrolet Michelle Kwan EWARDS Scholarship Program was established by the Chevrolet Motor Division of General Motors in cooperation with Kwan. In 2002, Kwan was named a celebrity representative and spokeswoman for the Walt Disney Company in a 3-year deal reported to be worth $1 million a year. This deal was later renewed and expanded in 2006. Personal life In September 2012, Kwan announced her engagement to Clay Pell, an American lawyer, military officer, and director for strategic planning on the national security staff at the White House. In February 2014, he declared his candidacy for governor of Rhode Island. Pell is the grandson of the late Rhode Island Senator Claiborne Pell. The couple, who met in April 2011, were married on January 19, 2013 in Providence, Rhode Island. Vera Wang created a one-of-a-kind strapless mermaid gown for Kwan's wedding. The dress consisted of silk organza and featured lace applique copyright. Her makeup was done by New York City makeup artist Timothy McKay. Programs. Competitive highlights. Major events for Olympic-eligible skaters include the World Figure Skating Championships, the Olympic Winter Games, the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating, and for American skaters, the U.S. Championships. Kwan's record in these events is listed by season in the tables below. See also, History of the Chinese Americans in Los Angeles. References. External links. Michelle Kwan at the International Skating Union, Michelle Kwan at the U.S. Figure Skating, Michelle Kwan at the United States Olympic Committee, works by or about Michelle Kwan in libraries, Michelle Kwan collected news and commentary at the New York Times, Michelle Kwan on Twitter.